Chapter 13. Judas's person in charge of the money box. The money box is precisely word of truth. It says in Exodus 25:16, "You shall put into the ark the covenant that I shall give you." God commanded Moses to keep the 10 Commandments inside of the ark. The ark of the Hebrew Scriptures is the law, which Israel has, and by abiding by the law, they were able to meet God. If it were not for the law, humans could not meet God because of sin. The law functioned as a bridge to allow humans to meet God. The Bible has double sides. It speaks of the spirit and the flesh. The word is spiritual money, and the money box is the word of truth. The Bible is the path upon which one can meet God. Jesus came as the light of Israel and made the law complete wherever Jesus went. Every spirit into which God's word entered was made perfect. Whether yesterday or today, God is someone who is the same. No matter when the word is proclaimed, it is the same. Humans, who are used from era to era, are different. The method in which humans are used is different, but the word flows just the same. The law given to Moses by God and the word of gospel proclaimed by Jesus are the same. Contained inside of the ark is God's word, and spiritually, Jesus is the ark of the inner sanctuary. The ark is the money box, and it is Jesus. That is the word of truth. Jesus is someone who became path and truth through which one could meet God. Judas is person in charge of the money box. There are many times when we speak of Peter as the best disciple amongst disciples, as the one who was closest to Jesus. But the one who was used for the most difficult and hardest work in the plan of the salvation of Jesus was Judas. So why was Judas chosen? He was the disciple whom Jesus could trust the most. Judas was somebody with whom even the money box was entrusted, someone whom Jesus loved. That the money box was entrusted to Judas spiritually means he was entrusted with Jesus. Judas represented the disciples and was entrusted with Jesus. Jesus bore the cross in order to make the law perfect and save the other. Judas was used for this work. And so, we shouldn't judge the Bible according to the level of our eyes. Contained inside the money box is God's plan. Spiritually, the money box is Jesus, and God's plan is contained inside of this box. Because Judas was a great person whom Jesus trusted, God's plan was in Judas's hands. The 30 pieces of silver which the chief priest brought out came from the temple treasury. This is also God's plan towards Israel. It is God's perfect law. The person who was entrusted with the money box of the other was Judas, and the person who was entrusted with the money box of Israel was the chief priest. It is suitable for God's plan to be fulfilled in the hands of the chief priest. So Jesus was transferred from the hands of Judas to the hands of the chief priest. God's plan became fulfilled through the chief priest in this way. The money box must be transferred to the Spirit. As Jesus said that the words he spoke are spirit, we mustn't see the money box in the flesh, but look at it in the Spirit. If we see it in the flesh, the money box is an offering collection. But if we see it in the Spirit, it is Jesus. The money box inside the temple is the Ark of the Covenant, and the Ark of the Covenant is precisely Jesus. Jesus says in John 6:51, "I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats of this bread will live forever, and the bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh." There was a time when Jesus tore bread of the flesh, and a time when Jesus spoke of bread in the Spirit, and the spirits of the ones who ate bread of the Spirit came alive, and the spirits of the ones who ate only bread of the flesh died, and they departed from Jesus' side. If we have thus far eaten bread of the flesh, it is now time to eat bread of the Spirit. When I ate bread of the flesh, I condemned the other person with my righteousness. But now, if I eat bread of the Spirit, the life of God becomes saved. The Word is precisely the Ark of the Covenant, because the Word is covenant made with the human from one era to another. It is the Ark of the Covenant. We know the Ark of the Covenant to only be with the Hebrew Scriptures, but that's because one sees the Word in the flesh. If one sees in the Spirit, whether the era of the Hebrew Scriptures or now, the Word is the same. Even if humans in the Hebrew Scriptures and New Testament change, God who moves is the same person. God who moved from inside those eras comes to us even now and works in the same way. It's only that the methods and works are different. Jesus came to transfer sacrificial offerings of the law, which can be seen, into the Spirit inside of the human. Now, the money box does not remain buried, but has become revealed and transferred to the inside of our spirits. Sacrificial offering has been transferred into the Spirit inside the human. That the Bible appears and becomes revealed from inside me is work that God will fulfill in the era of love.